I think it's ridiculous. Jake Paul's taking the piss, like he always does. Just from saying I'm going to fight AJ tonight, he's fighting Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
Who's 100 pounds in weight lighter. 100 pounds. Weight divisions in boxing are split up, some of them, the lower weights, by 3 or 4 pounds. All I can say about Jake Paul fighting somebody half his size is he's a bully.
Between these two guys. And, you know, I think sometimes when you get two guys that don't have a lot to lose but have everything to gain, you just get great fights. You know, both these guys, I promised them, I said the winner of this fight will be involved in
a fight. You or Prime Floyd?
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, no.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he's just so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defense.
Carl Froch didn't hold back as he criticized Jake Paul for choosing to fight Gervonta "Tank" Davis. And honestly, he made some valid points. This matchup seems more like a publicity stunt than a real boxing contest. Jake targeting someone significantly smaller just feels wrong. That's not the spirit of boxing. It's closer to bullying. Tank Davis is a respected fighter and shouldn't be pulled into Jake's spectacle.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
He's gone from Krusty the Clown now to Sideshow Bob. He's getting worse. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy that's just taking a piss out of the sport, and I don't think this is actually gained much interest. The press conference was dead.
Yeah,
I noticed there wasn't many press there. It's not had big media coverage.
Yeah.
I think people are finally realising actually that this is a big charade. And yeah, I think I'm not.
Carl Froch didn't stop there. He kept going in on Jake Paul for what he called a ridiculous choice of opponent. Doubling down on his criticism, Froch slammed Jake for going after someone like Tank Davis, who, as he pointed out, is barely a quarter of Jake's size. It's a joke of a matchup. Fans were hoping to see Jake take on a real challenge, maybe someone like Anthony Joshua. But instead, he's hiding behind a clearly one-sided fight. Froch's comments reflect what true boxing fans already believe. This isn't just disappointing. It's downright shameful.
Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, no.
Tony Bellew said it best. Jake Paul might know how to sell a fight, but this one's nothing more than a circus act. Tank Davis is significantly smaller, yet Jake's trying to pass this off as a serious matchup. It's the same tired formula. Generate hype, cash in on ticket sales, but in doing so, drag the sport of boxing through the mud.
It's insane. It's just insane. I mean, he's half his size.
He never fails to surprise us, does he, Jake Paul?
Fair play. Listen, he's a marketing genius, but when it comes to people that pick and lose fights, I can't get my head around it. Like, I don't know like what kind of freak show people are going to be seeing, but yeah.
And Bellew didn't hold back. He went even deeper, pointing out exactly why Jake Paul is walking into serious danger by stepping in with Tank Davis. Bellew laid it out clearly. Jake has never really been tested with a proper shot. And Tank? He's the last guy you want finding out whether your chin can handle real power. Even in an exhibition setting with padded gloves, Jake will be looking for protection. Because if Tank lands clean with those 8-ounce gloves, it's game over. No doubt, the moment Tank connects, Jake's hype train derails.
Yes, isn't he? We haven't really seen Jake Paul take a proper
No, I mean,
shot.
Listen, he'll have a lot of smoke blowing up his backside by his coaching team and people like that, but when he gets hit for real, with 10-ounce, well, I'm told it's 16-ounce gloves now.
Here we go once again. Jake Paul putting his arrogance on full display, even going so far as to call Tank Davis his employee. That's not confidence. That's pure delusion. Tank doesn't answer to Jake. He's getting ready to silence him in the most devastating way possible. And this is exactly why true boxing fans can't stand Jake Paul. He treats the sport like it's a joke, mocking opponents before they even touch gloves. But Tank Davis isn't just another influencer stepping into the ring. He's a seasoned pro with real knockout power, years of top-tier experience, and a serious point to prove. Jake might be playing the boss now, but come November, the only thing he'll be managing is the fallout when Tank drops him flat on the canvas.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me?
100%, yeah.
100%.
100%.
100%. Facts.
Correct.
Yes.
Duke McKenzie didn't hold back in his criticism, calling this fight dangerous, one-sided and completely irresponsible. Jake Paul outweighs Gervonta "Tank" Davis by nearly 100 pounds. And in boxing, that kind of size difference can mean the line between a fair fight and a potential disaster. Tank built his legacy by going toe-to-toe with top-tier opponents, earning respect the hard way. Meanwhile, Jake has crafted his fame through mismatched fights and internet hype. Putting an 18-stone man in the ring with one of boxing's smallest champions isn't bold. It's reckless. If Jake truly wanted to prove himself, he'd take on someone in his own weight class, not chase headlines by targeting Tank. But here's the irony. Even with the weight disadvantage, Tank's elite skills and lightning-fast speed could still tear Jake apart. That overconfidence might just be Jake's biggest mistake.
It's a very dangerous fight because we've got a trained athlete who's 18 stone plus against a much smaller guy who really, he's not, he hasn't earned the right.
Eddie Hearn says it plainly. This fight might sell, but selling tickets doesn't make it real boxing. Jake Paul knows how to build hype, but hype isn't legacy. Strip away the promos and YouTube flash, and what's left is a mismatch dressed as a main event. True fans see through it. Dragging a fighter like Tank Davis into this circus isn't just unfair, it's damaging the sport. Eddie won't back it, and that tells you everything.
Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis, it'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it.
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back. He sees this fight as a walk in the park for Tank Davis. In his words, Tank is on another level and Jake Paul simply isn't a serious challenge. Shakur's not surprised. Jake's career has been built on attention, not competition. He predicts Tank will outclass him with ease, using skill, speed, and fight IQ to expose Jake's raw, unpolished style. And when a fighter like Shakur sees zero threat in Jake, it's not bias, it's reality. This could be the night Jake's hype finally unravels.
He's just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Michael Bisping calls it straight. Jake Paul isn't being bold, he's being a bully. At 227 pounds, he massively outsizes Tank Davis, who's spent his career fighting guys his own weight. A 100-pound difference isn't just unfair, it's dangerous. Bisping, a man who's been through real wars, knows this isn't competition, it's manipulation. Jake's trying to gain credibility by overpowering a smaller fighter, not by proving skill. This isn't courage, it's cowardice wrapped in hype, and Bisping isn't buying it.
Was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. Almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being...
Spencer Oliver nails it. This fight is just plain weird. Picture a 5'5". Tank Davis facing off against a cruiserweight over 6 feet tall. It's not a fair fight. It's a mismatch dressed up as a show. But Oliver still believes Tank will get the job done because he's that talented. Pound for pound, Tank is one of the best, powerful, precise, and deadly. But he shouldn't have to take on someone so far out of his weight class. Oliver's point is clear. If Jake wanted a real challenge, he'd fight someone his size. Instead, he's dragging Tank into this circus just for attention. That's not legacy, it's just chasing headlines. And as Oliver says, headlines don't win fights. Real skill does. This isn't courage, it's manipulation. And true boxing fans see right through it.
Gervonta Davis actually beats him as well. He's one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world at lightweight. But it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's like you got a guy of 5'5" boxing a guy of 6 foot plus. Cruiserweight, yeah, it's just all a little bit odd. I feel if they're going to do an exhibition, perhaps.
Dana White calls it like it is. Jake Paul doesn't take on fighters his own size. He picks smaller opponents. Just like Logan's fight with Floyd, the size gap is huge. Dana respects Tank's power, even saying he might hit harder than Floyd. But Tank is simply too small, and Jake will use his weight to control and overpower him. That's not boxing. It's taking advantage of the rules. Dana's message is clear. Jake isn't after a fair fight. He's after an edge. Casual fans might enjoy the show, but true boxing fans know it's just manipulation. If Jake believed in his skills, he'd face a real cruiserweight or light heavyweight. Instead, he's relying on size. and Dana says this isn't sport. It's a sideshow.
Unfair. I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your the same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb, and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Yeah, you're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Terence Crawford cuts right to the chase. Jake Paul's all ego, arrogance, and a flashy image backed by money and security. As a fighter, Jake's improving, but as a person, Crawford finds him hard to tolerate. That's why many in boxing want to see him humbled. Jake thrives in the spotlight, throwing shade and acting tough when protected. But Crawford believes in a real fight. Jake wouldn't have that confidence. Jake uses boxing for fame, not respect. Crawford knows what greatness takes, and arrogance often leads to downfall. He doubts Jake is ready for that moment, and Tank Davis might be the one to expose him harshly.
Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't.
This fight has divided the boxing world completely. On one side, there's Tank Davis, a pound-for-pound powerhouse with proven knockout ability against top fighters. On the other, Jake Paul, bigger, louder, and trying to buy respect by picking on a smaller opponent. If Tank wins, it solidifies him as a true champion who can crush hype. If Jake somehow pulls off a win, it could shake boxing to its core. But at what cost to the sport's credibility? The bottom line, Tank has the skill, Jake has the size, but only one has the heart of a real fighter. Who's your pick? Tank to humble the YouTuber, or Jake to shock the world?